Hi everyone, this is Tom Stevenson. I've just met with Mark Sear, who's a manager in our IT department at George Brown College, and I know we're trying to get you access as a student to Microsoft Project. So I've recorded the Zoom session that I had with Mark because I thought, if I put it on my own laptop and we kind of talk back and forth and banter back and forth on how to install it, this might be very helpful for you. This is a new method, which is basically downloading a Windows virtual desktop. So the nice thing about this is it does not require you to have a VPN. It does require that your professor has uploaded the CRNs for your classes to make sure that all the students that are going to be using Microsoft Project are registered and accepted through IT. So otherwise it won't work for you. But this will work if your professor has done that, and I have done that for this particular course. So you should be good to go. I'm also in the notes on YouTube have posted the step-by-step instructions of what you need to do on your computer to make it happen. But sometimes maybe there's a question or something and you're not sure of what it is. You'll probably see it in this video. I've also left at the very end Mark Sear's email address. That I would use that as your last resort, that you've tried this, and you're getting frustrated and you've tried and tried and tried, and then you could pop him an email and he should be able to assist you at that point. So I think you're going to find this is a much easier process than the other process, which is with a VPN and through Apps Anywhere. But if you've already done it with a VPN and it works through Apps Anywhere, it's the same thing at the end of the day. You got Microsoft Project. You'll see this and you'll see the notes in the video. So I'll let you watch the video and we'll continue. It might sidetrack a little bit the video because we were discussing a few things during it, but at least you'll have a good idea to follow step by step. All right, so I'll let you.
Essentially what it is they download remote desktop from a link on Microsoft's website.
And you'll send me that link.
You can do it. Yeah, you can. I'll send you the instructions. It's got the link in it. It's the same for the Mac and the PC. Obviously, this is a PC. And essentially what they do is they log in with their ID. They click on a feed, which is
okay. So desktop. Now just let's go. They click on with an ID.
Yeah. So basically, look.
Now let's be specific here. Do they use exactly the same ID as Blackboard?
No, exactly the same ID as the George Brown ID. This one. This is the George Brown ID. There's only one ID.
So just their student ID at georgebrown.ca.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the password they use?
It's their own.
Their own typical password that they use on Blackboard.
Yeah, it's not Blackboard.
StuView or whatever.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's all the same, right?
It's all the same. Yeah, single sign-on. So it's the same password across.
The difference is their ID at georgebrown.ca, not their email address, but their ID at
Yes, their ID. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm recording this. I might just edit it and post this.
Sure. Yeah, no problem.
It might work well.
Yeah. So let me just share the. Let me send you the instructions as well now, so you can.
I think this might work that way, right? And then I can.
Yeah, I think this is better. We've had lots of success with this. So we didn't roll it out because we didn't have enough time to test it. We've been using it for quite a while. Let me just get the instructions for you. The good news is with this solution is that because it's a virtual desktop, like it's their own PC effectively that they can do and use how they want to, it means that the Mac users, when they're logged into WVD, they can actually launch Apps Anywhere in Windows Virtual Desktop and run any of the 300 applications because it's PC and Apps Anywhere only supports PCs. So as a Mac user, you get access to everything through Windows Virtual Desktop.
So if they run this, then how do they get to Apps Anywhere? How does that work?
There's a shortcut on the desktop.
Oh, their own shortcut that they've already got for Apps Anywhere.
It's already on their desktop. Yeah, the Windows Virtual Desktop. Yeah. So here we go. Let's send you the instructions so you can see it. New.
Okay.
and project is here. There you go. Now it's their own desktop, so they can arrange the icons as they wish, and they can you know, put documents on the desktop if they want to. I wouldn't recommend they do, but they can. It does save their updates. So when they disconnect from this session here, they choose disconnect, they power off and then disconnect, which is this option. It actually keeps the session exactly as they left it. So when they come back in, it will be exactly as they left it. If they left project open, it will still be open. If they left
with whatever they've got in it.
Yeah.
So it's like a save.
Yeah, it's really just like them having access to their own PC, that they don't shut down, they kind of just pause.
Oh, cool.
And that's really it.
So can you click on project? Does it?
Yeah.
Just
yeah, I can launch it from. I think it's already running actually on my machine. There you go. It might just come up. It's always slow the first launch.
Yeah, probably takes a while to load.
I can't really see it because it's trying to share it. Hang on. See if we can get it to share properly. Let me just. I think I left it open for last. That's because I left it open from last night and we did some maintenance. Let me launch it again from the start menu. There we go. Let's see.
And did you send me the link just now, or?
Yeah, it's in the link. Yeah, there you go. So it just takes a little while to start.
So I could even run this on my laptop where I have a project already loaded on the hard drive. I could run it if I wanted to, because it wouldn't interfere with it because it's in the cloud, right?
Exactly. But it can still see OneDrive. So if you save any documents there, you can just pull them into project. And of course, it's synced with your OneDrive. So any recent documents that you've browsed on your other computer, they will show up as recent documents on this computer. So it's really like having a second PC, really.
Okay, great.
That's it, and then you're in there. There you go. So and you're in. Now the only thing is it does maximize the screen, so you don't have an option to shrink it if you like. It's always full screen. We did that because we don't know what resolutions people are running their computers at. So we didn't want it to appear as a fixed little window. So it just starts in its full screen mode. But you can minimize it anytime you want to.
Oh, I see.
You can pin it. You can do anything you want, really. Yeah, and when you go to File and Open, see in my OneDrive here. Here's my OneDrive account. It's already mapped it for me.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
So that's that, and then you can see your SharePoint sites and things like that.
I just want to make sure I can. I'm just going to try and open it. What you just sent on myself. And if I'm able to, so. Why did it?
So I did add all employees already, so that's good. But I need to just add those CRNs for you.
So you sent me download the latest MSRD client.
So there's two different ways. So this is the preferred way of accessing it. You can actually access it through a browser without installing this.
So yeah,
but I wouldn't do that. I would have remote desktop open, because once you run remote desktop for the first time, project will actually appear as if it's a locally installed application.
Okay. Can I just share my screen?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So I'll share my screen, and so what would I do?
So you're going to do the Windows desktop one, but obviously a Mac user would download the last option there, but you need the Windows desktop client. So that's that. Yeah.
And somebody that's using a Chromebook, would they use Android?
Yeah, you can use anything. That's a great thing. You can even do it on your phone if you want.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The best thing is you can do it on an iPad.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
That's quite cool, isn't it?
So I could on my iPad download this if I wanted to. I have a project on my iPad.
Yeah, and it's the full project. It's not the project. There is a project app in the App Store for iOS, but it's not
the full,
like the full-blown client. Yeah. So you need the 64-bit client because you're on a 64-bit machine.
Are most students going to be on a 64-bit?
Well, they don't need to worry about that with a Mac. The Mac doesn't
well,
give
I'm
you
going
the
to tell all the students, right? So I'm going to tell.
Yeah, sure. They should all be on. I'll be amazed if anybody's got a 32-bit machine now.
So it's really okay. So I just did that. Now looks like it's downloading it in the bottom left corner.
That's it. It's downloaded. And you can install that.
So just click it, open, just go through this. You accept, next, install, yeah, just for me, I guess, yeah. And then that will install that.
You can open that up.
I guess I gotta wait for it to install. I guess it doesn't show it to you.
We'll do it.
Now it's installing it, creating, okay, now finish, yeah.
So you can, if you share your whole screen, I'll be able to see it, I guess.
So if I go stop share, and now I go share again, where would I go for you to see my?
I think there's a full desktop option there. Show all windows or something at the bottom there, bottom right.
It does say remote desktop. I don't know.
Yeah, but when you can do that for now if you like, and then you'll have to share the desktop when you get to it. So there you go. So you follow this. So subscribe with URL is step 2. So subscribe with URL. Yeah.
Subscribe with URL.
Click on that. Yeah, that's in the instructions, step 2. And then in there, you're gonna enter that step 3 is enter that that web address there that I've got on the link. You can copy and paste if you want to.
So what email would I put?
It's not email. It says enter. You got to enter that link.
Which link?
In the instructions, step 3.
Oh, there's an instruction. Okay.
Yeah, I'll put it on your email if you want to open it up.
Okay,
You can go along, follow it.
There we go. Okay. So step 3. Okay, that one. All right.
There you go. Yeah, that's the one. So it's really
so I have to really,
yeah, you're subscribing to a feed really. So whatever we put in that feed, you will see. So then click next, step 4.
Step 4.
Yeah, and it's going to subscribe you to that feed. So anything we put in there, we make available through Windows Virtual Desktop, you will now see. So
I just picked my name. They would see their name.
It will come up in a minute. You're going to be able to choose your account. It should be there, George.
It says it says Tom Stevenson with my employee number.
Oh, I don't see that. I'm not seeing that on your screen.
Yeah, I guess probably because you know how Zoom is.
Okay.
Okay. Do I pick me?
Yep.
Okay.
Use your password.
Oh, it didn't ask me for a password. Just
okay. Sometimes it doesn't. If you're already logged in, there you go. I see it. If you're already logged in, it won't ask you for your password. That's why I put enter password if required, step 5.
Okay.
Because if you're already logged into Office 365, it won't ask you for the password again.
Okay. And if it's just their normal password.
Yeah, and then you can launch it.
So I can go here.
Yeah. And if for some reason the student's not enrolled, they won't even get this far. But I did have one student that enrolled into a course late, so they weren't in that CRN. So I had to add them manually, but that's the only one I've come across. It should be launching the second.
Okay, yeah.
Do you want to share it? Do you want to share that screen?
Yeah. Okay. I guess it doesn't show it. I'll share it again. You see now?
Yeah, it's just logging in. Okay. It's always a bit slow the first time it logs in. Now I'm just looking at you've got an FS Logics. That's slow for you. Oh, there you go. It's always slow the first time. What that's doing is creating a your own user profile that it's going to save for you. That's the bit that records your session, if you like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it always looks as you've left it.
I've
That's a
got double
problem.
screens, so I noticed it made my other screen disappear while it's doing.
Yeah, we'll go full screen. Yeah, you can minimize it, but then you'll have to sort of scroll around. It was a bit of a compromise, really. Wait for it to come up. It's actually licensing Windows for you now. It's quite slow for you, though. Not sure why.
Yeah, a little bit, but I have like super fast internet, but yeah.
Unusual. Let's have a look. So I'm getting to. Let's see if I can see your user. There you go. There's a
dark.
Personalized settings. So there you go. So setting up, it's as if you've got a brand new PC and you've logged in for the first time. So it's setting up all your sort of personalized settings and stuff like that.
So I should tell them to be a little bit patient.
Yeah.
That wasn't bad though.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, it's on the start menu. So just click on the Windows key and you can type project, or it's already installed.
I guess, yeah, it's probably there listed right.
Yeah, there it is.
So let's go.
Look, all of the Office 365 suite is there. So if they want to use another computer with Office 365, they can do that alongside their existing computer. Like I say, it's like a separate computer for them.
Seeing an app was reset, there was a problem with the default Microsoft.
That's okay. It's changing your browser.
Personally, I think we should delete Edge and Explorer off these.
Yeah, well, we can't, because some applications insist on Edge, though.
I guess because like Chrome and that on Blackboard, Chrome is good, but Explorer, it's lousy on Blackboard.
I know. Edge is actually probably the best browser now.
Is it?
But because everybody's sort of, already started using Chrome and did so a few years ago, it's difficult to persuade people to move back onto Edge.
So are you telling me Edge would work in Blackboard okay?
Yeah, Edge is actually much more integrated into Windows 10. So it's more aware of what's happening on the computer than the Chrome is totally disconnected. So it's not really a browser anymore, Edge. It's more like a Windows Explorer. And there you go. That's essentially. And it should perform exactly. The way it works behind the scenes is there's two virtual machines that are already running. It supports up to, when it hits a CPU usage of about 55%, behind the scenes is quite complicated. It spins up another VM. So we could have up to 15 virtual machines running, supporting 1,000 students. And then what happens at 10 o'clock at night, it says, right, okay, to save the college some money, who's still on the system?
Okay.
All right. That's it.
This is fabulous. This, I think, is going to be much better. Like I
think it's a lot easier. Like I say, they can just minimize it. They can minimize that session. And to disconnect, they just hit the start button and then the power button. Yeah.
Yeah. So I go start.
And then power. And then
what does that? What am I disconnecting now?
You're just disconnecting from the machine.
So if I click power?
Yeah, power. Yeah, you get a disconnect option, right?
Yeah. So it just says power. So okay, I'll disconnect. I see.
That's what you can do.
Disconnect. Now that's gone. Now to get back in,
just double click on that icon again, and you're.
Oh, I see the icon. Okay, now is that going to be pinned to their desk, or?
They can pin the remote desktop application to their
Or if it's not there, they just search remote desktop?
Yeah, well, it's already installed, right? It's an application, so it's already installed on their start menu, so they just launch it again.
If they can't find it, they'll be in you go start, and it'll be either under the apps, or you could type in remote desktop. I see it right there.
Yeah, and it will stay logged in unless they log it out. So the application will always stay logged in.
Okay.
And that's really.
And worst comes to worst, if they have to log in, it's just going to be their student ID and their password.
Yeah. Now the other thing they have to be careful of is they don't in remote desktop. There's a few options like this one. So when they're in here, so they're only seeing this icon here, right?
Yeah.
This one here, by the way, is a different type of VM that we're